No to corruption because I put my country first. I choose peace over violence because I put my country first.
I love Uganda. I serve Uganda. I sacrifice for Uganda. I'm loyal to Uganda. I love myself.
Be patriotic. Uganda first. This message is brought to you by the National Secretariat for Patriotism Co Uganda, Office of the President.
Every marriage has 100% chances of succeeding. You know why? Because God created marriage, and God never creates failure, and God never designs anything to fail. Every marriage has 100% chances of succeeding. Is your marriage struggling and you're wondering whether it will ever succeed, whether you will ever make it, whether it's even worth holding on to? You got to tune into Unlocking Marital Bliss, because right here we provide
bailiffs. This and more coming up in UBC News Tonight. Let's take a look at our top stories of the day.
Brought to you by
how to get points. Just use MTN to make calls, send SMS, load airtime, buy bundles, or pay for MTN subscription services.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
President Museveni welcomes China's new development model. In UBC News Tonight, Ugandans urged to embrace a parish development model initiative. Mining bill excites investors and Wekwe residents. Lastly, family of 15 in Masindi evicted over failure to pay 2 million Ugandan shillings to court.
Was brought to you by
Everywhere you go, MTN.
A very good evening and welcome to UBC News Tonight. My name is Sharon Chondisha with Mugalu Mohammed on Sign Language today on the 19th of February 2022. In our top stories of the day, President Yoweri Museveni has welcomed China's new development model on the African continent, in which Uganda is among the countries set to benefit. Now, Museveni singled out two key areas of interest for Uganda, which included poverty eradication and technology transfer. While meeting a delegation from the Chinese embassy in Uganda led by the ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Uganda, His Excellency Zhang Linzhong, and a team from the Ministries of Foreign Affairs and Finance at State House in Entebbe, Museveni said Uganda is now focused on guiding its people on how to eradicate poverty at household level to achieve socio-economic transformation. Take a look.
President Yoweri Museveni has welcomed China's new development model on the African continent, in which Uganda is among the countries set to benefit. Museveni singled out two key areas of interest for Uganda, which included poverty eradication and technology transfer, while meeting a delegation from the Chinese embassy in Uganda led by the ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Uganda, His Excellency Zhang Linzhong, and a team from the Ministries of Foreign Affairs and Finance at State House in Entebbe. Museveni said Uganda is now focused on guiding its people on how to eradicate poverty at household level to achieve socio-economic transformation.
Minister of Finance should engage with the Chinese ambassador on where they can come in on the issue of poverty eradication. Because in the past, they were supporting mainly infrastructure, roads, airports, and so on. But now they want to, one of the 9 points of the 9 areas they want support is poverty eradication. And you know our program.
This was after Ambassador Linzhong informed the President that during the 8th Ministerial Conference of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation held in Dakar, Senegal, in November last year, China announced 9 programs to strengthen China-Africa cooperation in different sectors. The sectors include medical and healthcare, poverty reduction and agriculture development, trade promotion, investment promotion, digital innovation, green development, capacity building, culture and people-to-people exchange, peace and security.
From the Chinese side, we hope to have a cooperation model focusing on more more handy and practical technology cooperation projects with fast and remarkable effects on Ugandan people's livelihood.
On technology transfer, President Museveni noted that some Ugandan companies like automobile manufacturers are already working with China bilaterally, and it will be of great importance to further the already existing partnership.
We are already developing our vaccines, but if the Chinese friends want to participate, we shall welcome them.
According to His Excellency Li Zong, China enjoys strong ties with the people and government of Uganda, which he said is evident through the cooperation in various sectors, including trade, industrial and infrastructure development. He said this comes at a time when the two countries are celebrating the 60 years anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations.
Guidance and our President Xi Jinping, our relationship has moved forward strongly. And as a matter of fact, our political trust, mutual trust has been enhanced, and we have seen fruitful practical cooperation fruits between China and Uganda. And our two countries have been in close collaborations and cooperation, both in regional and international affairs. So as a matter of fact, our relationship are at their best time in history.
A series of activities will be held this year. Over the past 60 years, the China-Uganda economic and trade relations. In 2019, the relationship between Uganda and China was upgraded to the level of comprehensive cooperation partnership with a joint commission on trade, economic investment and technical cooperation as a bilateral framework of economic cooperation.
Now moving on from that, the Alliance of Mayors and Municipal Leaders on HIV and AIDS in Africa has held elections for its new leadership. Those voted include the organization's chairperson, the vice chairman and regional leaders. Biaruhanga reports.
The Minister of State for Information and National Guidance, Kabyanga Godfrey Baluku, has thanked the newly elected urban leaders and staff for accepting to steer development of their areas. This was during the 10th Annual General Assembly of Alliance of Mayors and Municipal Leaders on HIV/AIDS in Africa in Ntinda. The minister reminded the leaders to execute their tasks and roles ahead of them with precision.
We can now steer this AGM. Now the AGM has a legal chairman. Otherwise, I was illegally in the chair. And me, I'll finish my work. Please take over AGM and continue. And otherwise, what's remaining is yours. Thank you very much. So I think
this was at an event where he handed over the chairmanship to the newly elected Regina Bachite, the Mayor Nansana municipality. Kabyanga asked partners to provide more funds to the organization of mayors and staff of Amical so that they meet their objectives.
Partners like DGF, UNAIDS, UNDP, and CEDA/UNFPA, through accord, the organization has been able to reach out to 32 member authorities with interventions on good governance, sexual reproductive health, non-communicable diseases, mental health, gender-based violence, HIV and AIDS.
Limited funding became one of the challenges as one of the main donors, DGF, was suspended, leading to the slowing down of most of their activities.
The Secretariat is still facing challenges of resources, both human and financial. The lean structure has even become smaller due to reduced donor funding of staff facilitation. The insufficient resources have led to delays in the orientation and training of the new urban leaders on Amical programs.
The newly elected chairperson, Amical, Regina Bachite, is optimistic that all will be well for a better Uganda.
The work for us leaders, we are the changes of this world. Later, we are the voice for the voiceless. So I believe that tugenda nakuba tuteeka nnyo ssente mu policy making n'okusensitizing aba leaders on how they can make a policies.
Brian Tumwine Byaruhanga, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Brian Tumwini. Vice President Major Jessica Lupo has advised the elderly to embrace the parish developmental model to add value to their projects. Now, representing the Vice President in a meeting with Machinde Older Persons Cooperative Savings and Credit Society Limited in Bunga, Victoria Rusoke urged the youth to follow examples of elders for them to improve their welfare. Details from Kai.
Is the key. It's the way to go.
State Minister for Local Government Victoria Rusoke has urged the elderly to embrace the parish development model for better livelihoods.
Because in the parish development model, we are encouraging people in one parish to choose an enterprise, cultivate it at a large scale, get a lot, we add value, but what capacity can this?
We can make even big ones, just carry the small one, even to...
Because now we are going industry, we are serious.
Yeah, we can make up.
So you better also get serious.
Through farming.
Yes, through farming.
She urged the youth to emulate the elderly for a better and unorganized income generation environment.
Government nebawa sente mu sako kino njagala mukitegeere bulungi ozeewolayo nga toyina magoba gonna goteekamu.
Rusoke was representing the Vice President Major Jessica Alupo at an event where members of Machinde Older Persons Savings and Credit Cooperative Society were holding a consultative planning for a sustainable national resistance movement leadership beyond 2026. Rusoke says the parish development model will be monitored by parish chiefs and local leaders, with government ready to give 100 million shillings to every parish across the country.
This is a reality because the president is fighting to eradicate poverty. Kuluno bera mukibina, kuluno injira sako, kuluno funa project bakuwe sente. Kubanga mbade mukaba abasako batusosola. Sako ogisanga mwabo Uganda. This is
The event was characterized by a display of products by the elderly and promised to lobby for more funds to add value to their products. Rusoke says the parish development model money should be used for improving the welfare of Ugandans, and the law is ready to bite those intending to misuse it.
Mwene nemujibatiza anti kano kasimo zino temuzibatiza twaba wentandikwa abantu baffe batandikirewo bayimuke mpola mpola ngwa tumaze okulonda kano kasimo zino temuzibatiza sente za kumuluka zenkulakulana zammwe tuja balambula.
The elderly requested for a meeting with President Museveni for them to air out their challenges.
It means a lot of kulaba nga batuleka ebweru abantu abalala bonna ne batabalayiza region ene ya central region bonna batukubira amasimu ne batubuuza mwe mwalayira mutya ate kati tekirina makulu kubanga yadde mu Kampala district nga tetulina office.
Machinde Older Persons Savings and Credit Cooperative Society Limited members urged the youth to support the NRM government for development. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, a family of over 15 members has been evicted from its 15 acres of land in Kasomoro-Chitoka village, Media sub-county, Masindi district, over failure to pay only 2 million Ugandan shillings after losing a case at Masindi Chief Magistrate Court. Trouble started when one Stephen Chamanywa of Kasomoro-Chitoka village in Media sub-county maliciously destroyed crops belonging to Nandigo Gen in early 2003 and instituted a case at Masindi Chief Magistrate Court. Adiana Kuti reports.
A family of 15 in Masindi district has been evicted violently over failure to pay 2 million shillings to one Judy Mubuki.
ngenzalga kuranya enkyakara nibayika kuteera enju yange bwire buno mwana wange kuruga bukaire taine kiyakalire.
The Chief Magistrate Masindi Degrose Sejemba ordered the eviction of Stephen Chamanywa, his agents and any person claiming to be under him from the contested piece of land and hand over to the complainant.
On orders to demolish and hand over 15 acres of land to the rightful buyer in the names of Mubuke Jude. Committee policing was done 2 weeks back. We have an attendance witnessed by the Deputy RDC, DISO, and the DPC, local council officials of the area. And today, we came to implement and enforce the same, and it is ongoing peacefully.
A relative of Stephen Chamanywa by the name of Sarah Birunji faulted the court police for grabbing the land without their knowledge and also for not giving them enough time to prepare. The area chairperson Ababuka Akurobwe said that a meeting between the family members, DPC, RDC, DISO was held with members of the family, but they were not convinced.
Stakeholders in the steel industry have welcomed the Mining and Minerals Bill 2021, which they say will not only improve Buy Uganda, Build Uganda, but is also to improve exports quality. Now, this was variously reiterated by stakeholders at the occasion to celebrate 20 years of TEMBO Steel Limited.
The long-term trade between India and Uganda is improving tremendously, as demonstrated by TEMBO Steel Limited products. The company that employs a big number of Boyko residents and beyond celebrated 20 years of excellence this weekend. The event was officiated by the Minister of State, Office of the Vice President, who is the area woman Member of Parliament, Diana Mutasingwa Kajenyi.
And congratulations for 20 years in existence, or 20 years being here today. In 20 years, that was, they say, 2000. The little I know is TEMBO Steel is one of the biggest factories we have in Buyukwe district and also in Uganda.
The Indian High Commissioner to Uganda, Ajay Kumar, promised to strengthen the ties and collaboration between Uganda and India.
Happy to see, as the Honorable Minister mentioned, almost 80% or 90% of TEMBO Steel staff are from Uganda. This is yet another example of people-to-people relation.
Stakeholders at the event appreciated Parliament for the mining bill, which they say will improve Uganda's raw materials and is pivotal to the growth of Uganda's economy by far.
We want to have import substitution, and we want to see as many industries set up. But most importantly, using the raw materials that we have at the country. So, Steve,
and it's my first time to see that you are using our own raw materials to manufacture TMT. It is today that I've just confirmed, because I knew that all these factories are importing. But imagine you are making it what? Locally here.
So we need some waivers in terms of the corporate tax or land, where we can do much better, because many people who are in the same business, they are importing and they are making the products.
Former Trade and Tourism Minister Daud Mugereko spoke highly of India's advancing of trade ties with Uganda for the improvement of the country's balance of trade. The members of Parliament, Shema Municipality Dickson Kateshumbwa and her colleague Gerard Nagori were part of the team that attended the event at the company's premises in Boyko District. UBC News.
Now, traders in Fort Porter counting losses after their shops were gutted by a midnight fair. Valuables destroyed included homes, shops dealing with motorcycle spare parts, electrical shops and timber. Police reached the scene 30 minutes later, though the manpower and the water they came with was not enough to put out the fire.
Was most of early this morning on fire. Valuables worth billions of shillings burnt to cinders as owners looked on helplessly. frantic calls to Fort Portal Fire Brigade could not yield much, and when they finally came, their vehicles had no water to put out the fire, resorting to frantic appeals to Kasese and Mawende police for help.
Amizi kawamo kutumwa tena kawamo emotoka tikena machita jona tukozile polisi zebugenze mwogeze ya maziga wademu zebalina mafuta umuye boyongera tuzuyesha kukola polisi tuyamba atmoga tukoye tiba baba emali ondewo dewo ya mabosi bafe mwaga tuye musifo.
This angered residents, wondering why police had come without enough water.
Necha naku nnyo okulaba ng'omuliro tumaze essaawa nnamba nga tukulira poliisi essimu poliisi nga tetuuka ate poliisi wezze n'amazzi ate nga emmotoka amazzi tegakola ki tegamala ekyo kya nnaku nnyo kati bw'oŋŋamba nti no mu myaka 2 gye mwakakulembera eggwanga mukubye mubende mayiro 10 gye bazikiriza omuliro mba sibitegeera mb'okubye Kasese.
Fort Portal Deputy Resident City Commissioner Festus Bandeba and the Rwenzori West Region Police spokesperson Vincent Twesige witnessed the massive damage.
We are trying all our best to save the situation. We will put fire around some houses, the whole building, like 4 houses, and we are still fighting to put off our fire behind me.
By the time Mawende and Kasese police responded, people's property was already in ashes. Story by Bridget Kabahenda in Fort Portal.
Thank you so much for watching UBC News Tonight. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with business stories. Don't move.
MBs are now bigger MBs only on MTN. When you load a daily band of 250 shillings, you no longer get 15 MBs, you get 25 MBs. For 500 shillings, you no longer get 40 MBs, you get 65 MBs. For 1,000 shillings, it's no longer 100 MBs, it's 165 MBs. Dial star 150 star 10 hash or use the My MTN app to load bigger daily bundles only on MTN.
Uganda Development Bank, in partnership with Operation Wealth Creation, is organizing the Greater Ankole Investment Forum aimed at exploring investment and financing opportunities in the region. The investment forum is scheduled for February 21st to 23rd, 2022 at Kacheka Stadium. Informed is the government, business and investment community in the Greater Ankole sub-region. You are all invited to sponsor or exhibit at the symposium. Please call 0414 355550 or email info@udbl.co.ug.
Start your day bright and early with good morning bundles from Airtel. That's right. Enjoy brighter days with 2 GB at 5,000 shillings, valid for 24 hours. Join that morning agent meeting. Close that online business deal. Catch up with loved ones. Do it all with the most affordable data bundles. Dial star 175 hash to buy good morning bundles from 12 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. and enjoy 2 GB, valid for 24 hours from time of purchase. Good morning bundles for the best day ahead with Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's time to learn. Schools are open. As a student, school life is going to be different. You must follow the COVID-19 prevention measures, which include always maintaining a 2-meter distance from others in class, dormitories, entertainment halls, school vans and playgrounds, regularly washing your hands with soap and water, wearing a washed and clean mask that covers your mouth and nose every day, and encouraging your classmates to do the same. Your teachers will also guide you on how to follow SOPs. Don't engage in violence with other students. Report any cases of abuse by teachers or other children to a senior teacher. Those who don't follow the rules should be immediately reported to a class teacher for correction and further guidance. If you experience flu-like symptoms such as a sore throat, fever, dry cough or body weakness, immediately seek medical attention from the school nurse and inform your class teacher. Whenever you sneeze or cough, Please remember to cover your nose and mouth with a bent elbow, tissue, or handkerchief. Let's share knowledge, not COVID-19. This message is supported by the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education and Sports, and UNICEF. Stay safe.
Well, you're still watching UBC News Tonight. It's just 25 minutes past 8 p.m. In our business stories, urban leaders through the umbrella body AMICAL tasked to embrace the parish development model aimed at financial inclusion, infrastructure and economic services, among others, in communities. Now, this was during the 10th Annual Urban Leaders on Health Forum and the 18th Annual General Assembly of Alliance of Mayors and Municipal Leaders on HIV and AIDS in Africa in Tinda.
The State Minister for National Guidance at the Ministry of ICT, Godfrey Kavyanga Bakulu, has urged leaders to stick to their leadership principles and their mandate so that the yet-to-be-launched parish development model becomes a reality.
In order for us to fight malaria, we should empower the people to get income. And therefore, the parish development model, which will be launched on 26 by His Excellency the President in Bukedia, is the only way that is going to get our people out of poverty.
This was at the event attended by urban leaders, KCCA and development partners under the theme, A Healthy Urban Population is a Responsibility for All Urban Leaders. Uganda has made progress towards HIV/AIDS epidemic control and impacts for sustainable development goals, SDGs, 3.3% of ending it by 2030.
It's been noted that our communication around behavior change to safer practices to prevent new HIV infections has really gone down over the years. There's been low uptake and retention of HIV services, especially among the men.
Urban leaders were also reminded of the dangers of malaria in communities.
So there is a need for the multi-sector partnership for malaria, whereby we'll be implementing malaria in all health policies, whole of government, whole of society approaches.
Urban leaders have been reminded on key risk factors of both modifiable and non-modifiable factors of non-communicable diseases in their communities.
Western representative and the mayor Kabari.
World Remit, an online money transfer business entity, has entered into partnership with DFCU Bank to allow users to utilize the bank's branches across the world. Now, the partnership will mainly make it easy for the widespread Ugandan diaspora to send remittances through DFCU Bank's branches using World Remit app.
Uganda has an estimated 1.4 million people working in foreign countries, and they contribute about 4% to the country's national GDP. It is against this backdrop that World Remit, an online money transfer business entity, has collaborated with DFCU Bank in order for clients to use the bank's branches across the world. By using the World Remit app, people in the diaspora can send a maximum of 20 million shillings, and the recipients are provided with reference numbers to enable them pick the money in any DFCU branch, or the funds can be transferred directly to the beneficiary's bank account.
And the timing of this partnership is perfect in the sense that the economy has just opened up, as we all know. We've been under lockdown, and now we're open, implying that our relatives and friends in the diaspora are able to send us money 24/7 through the World Remit app.
They send him a reference number, and then he goes to any of the branches across the country and then pick up the money. So the second phase of it is going to be where I'm sending directly money to my DFCU bank account. So those are the two models that we are going to use for now as DFCU.
DFCU Bank acknowledges the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on both the global and Ugandan economies, and therefore places high value on remittances in supporting families.
And we saw a decline in the remittances coming in from maybe 2019, where it was about $1.4 billion, went down to 1.1 billion in end of 2020, which fell again in 2021 by another $200 million. So we can actually see the impact of the pandemic on the remittances. And this inevitably affects the millions of households in Uganda that are benefiting from this.
The strategic partnership between Wild Remit and DFCU provides an alternative to the traditional ways of managing remittances.
Our Ugandan story isn't a new one. It's not about where we come from. It's about what can be accomplished when we're working, living, and growing together. It's about speaking the same language, the language of progress. We're Ugandans building Uganda with Ugandans, skilling Ugandans and developing competencies required in the oil and gas sector, partnering with Ugandan businesses to achieve greatness. We're here to build because at the end of the day, we're truly Ugandan.
You're still watching UBC News Tonight. In our sports stories, the Laika Mobile Uganda International Master Chess Championship has entered climax match day 2, with all players having played 4 rounds. It was a very competitive day with highlight games involving Egyptian Grandmaster against Uganda's Arthur Segwanyi and Patrick Kavuma.
A second day of impressive moves has ended at the Laika Mobile Uganda International Master Chess Championship in Kampala. 2 rounds have been played on this day, and as it stands, Egyptian Grandmaster Fauzi Adam leads with 3.5 points. This after a very bright day for him, during which he beat Uganda's international master Arthur Segwanyi and also saw off FIDE master Patrick Kavuma. Fauzi is followed by Uganda's FIDE master Haruna Nsubuga and Zambia's international master Gilan Bwalia, who have both accumulated 3 points.
It's a very interesting tournament. First of all, I would like to thank you, the Uganda Chess Federation, for putting up such a wonderful event. And I'm hoping that I will play better and try to win this tournament.
Action in the tournament continues on Sunday with round 5 and 6, in which highlight will be Kauma's date with Bwalia and Harold Wanyama facing the Grandmaster Fauzi Adam. In the Uganda Open that is running side by side the IM Championship, Uganda's Rajab Kamoga leads ahead of final day on Sunday. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
Brought to you by. We're here to build because at the end of the day, we're truly Ugandan.
Thank you so much for being a part of UBC News Tonight with me, Sharon Chondish and Mugalu Muhammad on Sign Language. Don't forget that right now, after this, we'll have the business roundup with Arnold Wadulo. It's just 28 minutes to 9 p.m. So enjoy.